What's going on, my Cardano friends? It's your friend Jack here, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing what's coming up for Cardano. Smart contracts have since arrived since September 11th, and we're going to discuss today what's going on, what's happening, when are all the DEXs and the other decentralized applications coming, and what's stopping them right now. First things first though, before we start the video, if you guys want to consider earning passive ADA on your ADA and supporting my channel, please consider staking with the Jack stake pool to get those juicy rewards. Now, something I want to start off with is what is the Plutus application backend and why do we need it for dApps, DEXs, all that good stuff to really be enabled on Cardano in the mainstream side of things. So the Plutus application backend, referred to as the PAB or the PAB in many cases, is basically a way of streamlining all the annoying functionalities that developers would have to go through right now to make their own dApps and smart contracts, which is possible as we can see with SpaceBuds. But the Plutus application backend is an off-chain way of solving and rerouting these issues, or really taking all the data at hand and putting it in a nice place for all the developers to use and really be able to focus on their core functionalities. So the Plutus application backend is going to be a huge help in streamlining everything inside of the smart contracts and helping developers get going off the ground, being able to process, hundreds or thousands of transactions every day. That's just a very basic overview. Obviously, it's not just click a button and we have a Plutus application backend going to streamline everything for the developers. But when is it coming, you might be asking now? And the answer to that is not exactly 100% sure. Should be sometime in November. That's kind of the tentative date, end of November, mid-November. From Charles' mid-month update, depending on a few things, and also from this mid-month update here. So there's no finalized date, but I imagine we will be getting a pretty finalized date in the month update this October 28th. So if you want to check that out, make sure you're there. It's usually an hour plus of just content about what has been happening in October and announcements about what's coming forward. But in terms of dApps and everything, what does this mean? Do we need the PAB? And also, what about the kind of throughput that we're seeing? We're seeing delays from NFT drops. How is this solved? Well, thankfully, we have Hydra. I'm going to play this clip for you guys right now. This is being worked on in parallel with the Plutus application backend rollout, and this is going to be very important to be rolled out as soon as possible so we can see a lot less FUD around the network being congested. Even though it's never went down, everything gets processed, no one ever gets money taken away from them. But let's just watch this clip.
Hydra is all about scalability. It's our layer 2 solution building on top of the core Cardano platform for even greater efficiency, maximum throughput and minimum latency, plus low to no costs. That's Hydra. All hail.
So yeah, all hail Hydra. Pretty awesome video, and it's pretty simple, really. How is this going to benefit the network? It's going to allow for a lot more transactions and a lot less latency. This is going to be, in my eyes, pretty revolutionary for the crypto space, seeing something so scalable, but also not charge you out the butt gas fees. I think that's really important. And now let's move on to some of the dApps building on Cardano, because there's a lot of things building on Cardano. There really is. And the first one that I want to go over is just this website here, building on Cardano, with so many people building. It's going to get crazy real quick. There's going to be a lot of users being onboarded. And I just want to let you guys know the Plutus application backend is pretty much what all of these dApps are waiting on. This is when users come in and they can start participating in DeFi protocols. They can start staking or lending and borrowing. They can start doing a lot more things once the PAB is rolled out and once all of these dApps are enabled, especially the DEXs, because DEXs to me are probably one of the biggest things that we're waiting on being enabled to kind of explode the ecosystem of Cardano and to get people coming over from other blockchains, because now they can do everything they could on their blockchain over on Cardano. So that's pretty important. And the one I want to highlight today, the DEX I want to highlight today, is Maladex. My personal favorite DEX, okay, personally, There's a lot of reasons for this. I've made some videos on them. I'm going to make more videos on them, but they released their white paper today. It's 91 pages, and it's really the first real white paper we've seen out of a DEX and out of the dApps that have come out and said, hey, we're building something. This is a very in-depth white paper, and they go into everything. I haven't even completed reading it all yet, but I read their initial white paper, really liked it, and this is an updated version with everything you need to know about Maladex and how they're going to do things in the coming months and coming years. This is a pretty impressive white paper. Really would recommend you take a look if you're interested in DEXs and you like reading things. And you also want to learn a lot. This white paper will teach you a lot. But yeah, just going to throw that out there. I'll leave the link to the white paper down in the description. And that is probably the most excited I am for any DEX is Maladex. Okay, now we're going to take a time machine back to earlier this year, about 10 months ago, when there was speculation that there could be 1 million Cardano wallets created in 2021. And the reality is right now we're sitting above 2 million wallets unique to Cardano, which is insane. And I also want to take a look at this thread and just show you how far we've gotten in 10 months. 10 months ago, we were not at $1. We were much less than $1 in Cardano, and many people really didn't think $5 by end of year is possible, or even $1 by the end of Q1 would happen. There's people doubting that. Although it's not impossible, people believed it, and it happened. By the end of Q1, $1 went crazy, and it went over $1. If you guys remember, if you were here back in February, maybe you weren't, it went over $1, and everyone was kind of freaking out. Then it went above way $1, like $1.50, and people were saying, oh no, never buy, it's never going to get this high again. Many people even thought that the established price would be between 75 cents and $1.50 by the end of year. Here we are now sitting at about $2.20 as I speak, and I only think we're going to see more higher highs as the year progresses. Speaking of wallets, something also pretty interesting is the Cardano NFT wallets. So although there's 2 million wallets, 75,000 of those have at least one CNFT, which is pretty impressive considering how new NFTs still are in general and on Cardano. 75,000 people own at least one CNFT. 65 people have over 1,000. I'm almost there, but I'm not quite there. And 2,600 over 100. But if we look down here and we go back, this was October 21st. We go back to October 9th, only less than 2 weeks ago, we had 68,000 with one CNFT. We went up about 7,000 NFTs in unique wallets in the course of 12 days or so. So pretty impressive, pretty crazy. And I do believe the rapid growth is going to continue. As we see here, more pools being developed. So 3,000 stake pools securing the network, almost 3,100. We also have 72% of all the ADA in circulation is being staked back into the network. So if that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what does. It's kind of a no-brainer to stake your ADA. I'm imagining that this could get even higher, but most people staking their ADA probably aren't as inclined to sell it. Can they sell it easily as if they weren't staking? Yes. But are they inclined to when they're earning 4 or 5% on their ADA, in ADA, passively? Probably a lot less likely. I think this is really bullish, seeing this at 72%. We were hovering at 69 to 70% for a while there, but now we're sitting at 72 after smart contracts, and everyone is ready to start participating in the DeFi protocols that are coming with the Plutus application backend being rolled out likely next month. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this little update video on what's going on with Cardano. I'm really excited to see all of the dApps come in the next few months, as I've been excited about this since the announcement that smart contracts was on September 11th. I think many people thought we were going to instantly see DEXs and instantly see dApps, but I knew that these things take some time, and especially in order to get that end user experience, the wallet integrations and everything going, processed in smart contracts and put onto the DEXs and dApps, obviously it's going to take some time. But Cardano's slow and steady, and so far so good on that front, sitting at probably the most gains out of any top 10 cryptocurrency. Actually, yes, the most gains out of any top 10 cryptocurrency in the last year. So not too shabby. I'm liking where we're going, and I'm excited to see all of the different dApps coming in the next few months. Once again, it's been your friend Jack, and I'll see you guys in the next freaking video. Peace out.